a guan, what a guan, what a guan. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing fantastic today. One day to go before the weekend. Yep. I'm sure everybody's ready for the weekend. Okay, so you guys know in this channel, we're all about calories in and calories out, right? Can't disobey the laws of thermodynamics, right? It's an easy way to remember if you think of Homer Simpson. Just think of Homer Simpson.
We obey the laws of thermodynamics.
Exactly. Now, we've thought about this theory quite a lot, showing you the science, some practical examples, but I thought the easiest way to really make this stick in your head, it's a story, true life story, right? So today I'm going to tell you a story about a guy, he's a comedian. He normally does pranks, fake stuff to trick people, right? But he makes you laugh. And he decided to make a video that was not fake, not a trick, right? And funny enough, I almost wonder if he's a secret subscriber. If you are, I want to interview you because he pretty much espouses all the things I've been saying on this channel. So maybe he's a secret subscriber. I can't tell everybody that subscribes to this channel. I don't know. I'm just saying. So without further ado, let's get into it. But first, I tricked you guys there. I always got to say hello. Hello, Igwe's daughter. How's it going? Welcome to the show. Hello, Yaya Super. You're here early tonight. Or am I early? I'm not sure. Hey, skincare do's and don'ts. Welcome to the show. Hello, Positive Therapist. Hello, Sec Amethyst, the lioness of videography. I do like that name. You already had a cool name. You just made it even cooler. Hey, the weightlifting geek. Another guy with a cool name. I don't know. The more I get into this YouTube thing, I feel my name is just so plain Jane. Man, like, wow. Need something more spectacular sounding. I don't know. All right, so let's get into this.
In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I got shredded and how you can get shredded too. I feel like a lot of people overcomplicate this. I know when I first started dieting, I did the same thing.
Me too. Most people overcomplicate this thing, right? Just remember, calories in, calories out. If you burn more calories than you take in, you will lose weight. If you consume less calories than you burn, you will lose weight. It's all about calories in, calories out. It's this equation, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're tall, short. Doesn't matter what race you are, what sex, what age, whether you got some kind of disability. Does not matter. There are people that do bodybuilding in a wheelchair and they look phenomenal. They got six-pack abs. It's all about calories in and calories out.
It's natural. So we're going to dive deep into everything. So you finish this video with a super clear mindset on how to reach your goals. Maybe you're not even looking to get shredded or in shape, but you're just interested in my lifestyle and just want to see how I live my life outside of making content for the internet. This is pretty much how my days go every single day. As you saw, I wake up around 7 a.m. and then I always go straight to the bathroom and I look at my physique. And then we start off the day with breakfast. I usually keep most of my meals the same every single day.
There's this myth out there that people eat a ton of meals. Like they say, oh, I can't diet because I need all this variety. Once you start tracking your meals, I'm sure this happened to some of you guys that start tracking meals, you realize you eat the same sets of things over and over. You think you don't. You go to the restaurant, you order the same thing from that specific menu. You rarely deviate. Similarly, your breakfasts are pretty much the same. Your lunches, your dinners. You have this couple items that you rotate, right? That's what happens.
Always have 2 whole eggs, 200 grams of egg whites, and 2 pieces of Ezekiel bread. As you can see, I weigh out all of my products on a...
So he's doing the egg whites because they're high in protein and practically zero fat. Ezekiel bread, also high in protein bread.
Food scale. This is essential in my mind.
What did he say is essential? A food scale. To all you guys and ladies out there still trying to eyeball it, that does not work. It doesn't work. You're not that good. You think you're eating 200, but it's really 300. You thought you're eating 400, but it's really 200. You just hit and miss. And this is why you fail to lose weight or to put on muscle, depending what you're trying to do.
You are trying to track your calories on a daily basis. I use MyFitnessPal. It is an app that is complete.
I tell you, is this guy a secret subscriber? Maybe he is a secret subscriber. I'm starting to wonder now. Notice he just put it over the barcode. So simple. I mean, This is so simple. It literally takes you like 5 to 10, maybe 15 seconds to log a meal. You really don't have 5, 10, 15 seconds to log a meal? It can take even less than that, because if you ate the same thing as before, you simply swipe right, like, and it loads everything from that previous meal. So simple, so simple.
Completely free in the App Store. This app truly is a lifesaver. It's super convenient. All you have to do is scan the barcode of a product and then change the serving size to grams or ounces, whatever you're weighing it out in. And
look how easy this is. He's doing it live on screen. So for those of you who say you can't do this, that is not true.
And then log how much food you are eating. As you can see, I'm making scrambled eggs. That's what I like to eat. And of course, I'm not gonna eat my Ezekiel bread plain. So I add a peanut butter to it. In this case, I'm using Nuts and More birthday cake flavored peanut butter. This stuff tastes so good. And right before I...
Note, everything he's eating so far looks tasty. And what did he say? Tastes so good. You can hear the pleasure in his voice. Again, another myth is to lose weight, or to put on muscle for that matter, you have to eat stuff that tastes bad. That's nonsense. You'll see the celebrity thing, oh, they're tired of, boiled chicken and broccoli, blah, 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 blah. Don't believe those things. They are actors and actresses. They are acting. They all aren't eating chicken and broccoli. Don't believe the hype.
I eat my breakfast, I have to take in my pills. We have vitamin D3 and K2, a multivitamin, iron pills, fish oil, a mushroom stack, which includes lion's mane.
I'm not sure about some of these supplements, but that's probably for like another show. So we'll get over past this little supplement thing here.
Times I work out after I have my first meal in the morning, and I've noticed if I take my pills right after I eat instead of before, I'll burp a lot at the gym, and I'll always burp up the taste of my pills. So
that's interesting. For everybody, it's different, right? For me, I notice some supplements, if I take them without food, they don't go down so well. Granted, when you take things before meals, it's more bioavailable, right? Your body, it's not other things trying to digest. So if you can handle it before the food, sure. But for some, they are recommended that you do take it with food. So read the bottle, essentially.
I feel like eating after I take them kind of suppresses that a bit. And this is what my breakfast is looking like. We're at 635 calories, 56 grams of protein, 55 grams of carbs, and 21 grams of fat. Now that you guys have seen my morning routine, I want to talk about how I got shredded and how you can get shredded as well. So
you see, you got a good amount of protein a while ago, right? And this is why it's essential to start the day off right. The word breakfast comes from the words breaking your fast. If he skipped breakfast, right? Now he's playing catch up. He starts eating at lunch or in the afternoon. He's missing meals. It's going to be harder for him to catch up. Very hard to catch up, right? You want to stay on track. We talked about you setting these alarms in your phone. You can make them be recurring. You can name them meal 1, meal 2, whatever. You can use a timer. I forgot to mention this the other day. Just start a timer. When I finish eating, I don't really do this anymore. Sometimes I do. I just put the timer to 2 hours and just hit start. 2 hours later, it will just go off. So it doesn't matter when I finished eating, it will go off, right?
current calorie intake every day is about 1,900 to 2,100.
1,900 to 2,100. This guy weighs 155 pounds. Let that sink in. You remember we've shown the FDA charts, right? He's eating like a normal male adult, right? That's why when he adds exercise to this, he can be getting leaner. For those of you people there that are starving at 800, 1,000, 1,200 calories, the body doesn't like that. Does not like that. You know, I've heard it said this before, but here you have this guy showing you his food logs, right? I eat a lot more than him. I eat like 2,800, 3,000 calories, but I'm not trying to get leaner right now, right? I'm just maintaining, for lack of a better word.
MyFitnessPal, I have my calories set as 2,000. Of course, some days I go under, some days I go over. 5 to 6 days out of the week, I'm hitting between those calories.
Consistency is key. If you eat good 2-3 days, then you eat like crap. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, that sounds like something The Rock would say.
Doesn't matter what you think.
Exactly, Rock. Right? This whole thing about, oh, I'm going to have a cheat meal here and there. Those have to be planned. When I was being coached, my cheat meals were scheduled. I didn't just randomly go, oh, yeah, I'm just going to have a cheat meal. No, it was scheduled and it was tracked. It was tracked. It was strategically done, right? And there was definitely no such thing as cheat days. That is some mumbo jumbo nonsense. Cheat days is a way to screw everything up. True story. Had a male client. He was losing weight, very nice. He'd lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. He could have been doing more, but figured out eventually he was ruining things on the weekends, right? Ruin things on the weekend. Because after a while, he's like, I thought you'd lose more. I'm like, well, you're not doing bad. You're losing like a pound. And I started digging into it, right? And he couldn't believe I was telling him, dude, you're putting on the weight on the weekend. He's like, no, that's not possible. Like, okay, so we start tracking. He'd weigh himself Saturday. By Sunday, it would be up. Monday, Tuesday, it'd go back down. Thursday, Friday, he'd literally be down for the week, a pound or two. Then Saturday, again, it'd be up again, right? So you can undo an entire week's worth of hard work. All this blood, sweat, and tears in the gym, all the meticulous food prepping, food planning, sticking to the diet. You can just blow it in a couple of hours on the weekend, right? If you're trying to lose weight, you just got to be disciplined, man. It's like making an investment. You got to be disciplined at the end of the day. There's no getting around this. No getting around
And the
this.
reason I say 5 to 6 is because there are some days where I'll eat 2,500 calories, and then there's days where I eat like 1,700 calories.
So I appreciate his honesty, and it's fluctuating, right? But you notice at least he knows this. So for example, if the scale started going the wrong way, he can adjust. For people who are just eating willy-nilly, how are you going to adjust? You don't know what you're doing.
Really just depends on how the day's going for me. But even on days that I eat 2,500 calories, I'm still eating below my maintenance calories. And you may be asking, what is a maintenance calorie? Your maintenance calories is the amount of calories that you can eat in a single day without gaining fat and without losing fat. Of course,
that's a key thing, right? We spoke about this before, like your basal metabolic rate. That's just how much you need to eat to just stay about the same, right? Stay about the same. Therefore, if you want to shrink, you got to be what? Below the number, right? If you're trying to gain, a little above the number, especially if you don't want to get fat, just build muscle, right?
if you're working out and building muscle, you're gonna gain weight from the muscle that you're building, but it won't be fat. Now you may be thinking, well, how do I figure out my maintenance calories? There's a few different ways, but I think the easiest way is to use a TDE calculator. So I got my laptop right here. I'm on the website. You can go to tdeecalculator.net. I'll have the link down below at the very top of the description so you guys can see. So TDE stands for total daily expenditure, basically to measure how many calories you burn a day. Some people may not know this.
So this is better than nothing. It's not the optimal way to do this, but it's giving you a good ballpark figure, right?
But even if you don't do a single thing, let's say you just stay at home, you watch TV, and or you sleep all day, you are still burning calories. Every single day, your body has a set amount of calories that it burns based off of a lot of different factors, including your height, the amount of muscle mass you have. And then of course, if you're doing cardio on top of that or walking around, that's clearly gonna burn more calories. So let's figure out what it says for me. So I'm 25 years old. I currently weigh 151 pounds. I am 5'7". Now, this is where it gets a little tricky. For me, my activity level, heavy exercise is ideally what I actually am, which is 6 to 7 days a week I go to the gym. I go to the gym every single day. It's rare when I take a rest day. I know there's gonna be people that are like, you need to take a rest day or you're not gonna.
Yes, I would agree. You do need to take a rest day, right? Because eventually, I mean, this guy's young, but eventually something is gonna give. At the minimum, you need to rest, give your central nervous system, CNS, a break. Even if you don't physically feel tired, you need to give that a break because it's the constant work. You need to give it a break, right? So, I mean, even the professionals are taking a day off, right? So I would highly recommend you take the day off. Don't worry, you're not going to lose your gains not working out one day for the week.
Bro, the only time that I personally take a rest day is when I go to the gym and I start doing like a set of something and I'm like, wow, I'm just not feeling it today. So I'm going to not work out. Instead, I'm just going to go do some cardio on the treadmill.
Now, this is a great piece of advice. Whenever I'm not feeling it in the gym, I just abort the workout, right? But the reason this sounds to me kind of familiar to him, I guess, is because he's not taking a day off. He just keeps going hard all the time. Eventually something will give, right? And this is a great example of why cardio, ironically, I'm drawing an analogy here, is easy and best to do after lifting weights. You notice, even when he feels crappy, what did he say? Oh, let's just go do some cardio. Cardio is easy to do. It's another reason why you should not do it before lifting weights, right? Because even when you're doing nothing in the mood, you can go walk on a treadmill. Anybody can walk on a treadmill. Anybody can walk on a treadmill.
That's like my rest day. I still go to the gym. I'm still active in some sort of manner. But there are those days where I go and I feel like that. And I'm like, all right, I'm clearly not going to have a good lift day. let's just do some cardio. So back to the activity. Heavy exercise, 6 to 7 days a week. I choose moderate exercise instead, just because if I'm somebody that's trying to lose weight, I don't want to take the higher end of the amount of calories that it's telling me I should be taking in every day. And the reason I say that is because let's say my heavy exercise, if I click that, it tells me to eat 300 more calories than the moderate exercise. Obviously, taking in more calories, I'm gonna hold more weight. So in this example, I'm using moderate exercise. You can type in your body fat percentage if you want. This will give you a little bit more of an accurate calorie.
Probably the most accurate way to get the body fat percentages is the DEXA scan. You should be able to get access to this in most large metropolitan areas.
Reading. We're not going to do that for this example. We're just going to hit calculate. It's telling me my maintenance calories is 2,524 a day. Now, if I was to type in my body fat, which I'm around 9% right now, this jumps up about 100 more calories every day for my maintenance.
I don't think he's actually 9%. He's probably, it's probably close to like 11, 12% actually.
So this is the amount of calories that I can eat every single day without gaining fat and without losing fat. If you scroll down, it tells you your ideal weight based on your height. It even says, don't take this weight too seriously, especially if you lift weights. Of course, you're gonna build muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So
no, it does not. Does not weigh more than fat. They weigh the same thing. If I got a pound of something here and a pound of something here, it's still a pound. Does not weigh. You more meant the space. But
don't freak yourself out if it's telling you that you're overweight when you're really probably not. Trust me, it told me I was overweight until I got down to like 10% body fat, which is pretty lean. If you scroll down a little bit more, you can see your maintenance.
These apps do have limitations and these websites, right? Great for tracking, great for calculating some things, but the recommendations tend to be kind of off, to be honest, especially looking at what they're telling him.
It gives you a macronutrient setup. These are suggested macro breakdowns. You don't have to follow these, but you can if you'd like. Maybe you want a moderate carb diet or a lower carb diet or a higher carb diet. You can base off how much protein you're gonna take in, how much fat and how many carbs you're gonna take in based off of this breakdown. But for this case, we're looking to cut, right? So when we're cutting, at the end of the day, it comes down to calories. So we'll click cutting. These macronutrients values reflect your cutting calories of 2,160 calories per day, which is a 500 calorie deficit. So that's about what I'm doing right now.
We've spoken about this before. You typically need to burn 500 calories per day for 7 days equals 3,500 calories to lose a pound of fat, right? Typically. You can do this either by just cutting the food or by exercising or both cutting the food and exercising. That's probably the more optimal, easier way to do it. You don't want to be starving on one hand, and you don't want to be killing yourself in the gym on the other hand, right?
Doing like 1,900 to 2,100 a day, like I said. And just for an example, we'll pick the heavy exercise, we'll recalculate. See, it's telling me about 300 calories more. I'd rather take the lower end because one, I'm gonna lose weight faster, and two, I don't really know how accurate this is. But for the amount of times that I work out, moderate exercise seemed to work pretty good when I was dieting. Trust me, I work out a lot too. I work out 2 times a day every.
That is too much. That is 1 time too much per day. Again, the 2 times a day thing, listen, you're trying to essentially build Rome in a day, right? If you're trying to lose weight, you didn't get fat overnight, don't try to get slim overnight or muscular overnight. It doesn't work that way. You're more likely to overdo it. That's another reason why probably he runs into the phenomenon where it's like, I don't feel like doing this today, right? Because he doesn't indicate he has bad sleep or anything like that.
Single day. I go to the gym in the morning after I eat my breakfast, and then I'll have my last meal, and then I'll go to the gym again and work out a different muscle group. Later tonight, I'm gonna be hitting a back workout, so I'm gonna show you guys that workout as well. And of course, the rest of the meals that I have throughout the day. So back to our TDE. We have our maintenance calories. We know how much we need to eat to cut. I'd recommend no less than 500 calories a day for cutting. If you wanna do a little bit more,
I agree with that again.
that's fine. But honestly, I don't recommend doing more than 700 to 800 calories under your maintenance.
I mean, slow and steady wins the race. You don't want to be losing more than 2 pounds a week, right? Maybe when you first start, you may lose a couple more than that, but consistently, you want to be consistent losing like a pound or 2. It doesn't sound like much, but if you think about it, if you lost a pound a week for just 6 months, that's a ton of weight. That's a ton of weight. You look different. A year, 52 pounds, you look dramatically different. People who haven't seen you in years won't recognize them. Like, whoa, right? So don't disrespect the 1 to 2 pounds a week.
every day. Trust me, you're gonna feel like shit. So I now have my phone. We're gonna open up MyFitnessPal. In the bottom right hand corner, we're gonna click more. We're gonna go to goals, calories, carbs, protein, and fat goals. We're gonna change our calories based off of our cutting needs. I have 40% carbs, 35% protein, and 25% fat. When I first started tracking my calories and my macros, I really overthought the whole process of my macro breakdown. I was constantly stressing out whether I should have a higher carb diet or a higher fat diet, and I honestly don't think it matters as much as I thought it did. I think
I'll agree with that in the sense that total calories is the main thing, right? A guy famously went on some cupcake diet for like a month and he lost weight, and that's all he was in cupcakes because he burned more calories than he consumed. Calories in, calories out. It is what it is, right? However, you don't want to be obviously eating all your meals as cupcakes. You know, something will give eventually from a health point of view, a nutritional deficiency point of view. The key thing, of course, is hitting the protein numbers. That's the key thing, as usual.
what's most important is taking in at least 1 gram of protein per body pound.
There you go. I think this guy's a secret subscriber.
Weight. So for example, I'm 151 pounds. I'll take in at least 150 grams of protein every day. Don't get me wrong. There's some days where I take in less than 150 grams, and then there's some days where I take in like 200 grams. It just really depends on what I'm eating that day and how my days are going. But this is why it's good to eat pretty much the same thing every day, because at least you'll expect and you already know what you have to eat to hit your goals. And obviously you can pre-log all your food into MyFitnessPal and readjust to figure out what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat.
That is a very great tip. That is an excellent tip. Excellent tip. Because one of the common problems people have when they start tracking meals is they still don't hit their numbers. Why? Because they put no effort into planning. They're tracking their food, but at the end of the day, that dinner, they're like, damn, I'm 80 grams of protein down. I got 30 more grams of fat to get, or 100 grams of carbs to get, or they hardly have any fat to get. So where are they going to get the protein? Because they hardly have any fat left, right? So you do want to plan in advance. And this is why he says when you're eating the same things every day, it's easier to plan, right? In your head, you know, well, I ate this, this, and this. So based on those 3 meals, I know I need to have these other 2 things, right? So you have some kind of an idea, or better yet, you can plan it out. You should know by lunchtime what you plan on eating the rest of the day. Optimally, in the morning, you should know what you're going to eat the entire day. That's the optimal situation.
Most of the time after my breakfast, I'll go in and I'll log all of my food for the rest of the day and see what I can eat.
I do that as well.
And see what I have a little bit of room for. You don't have to do it that way, but that's what works best for my fiance and I. We always do that. And
this helps when you're going to eat out or do something fun, right? You can plan. You're like, oh, I'm going out with the guys. I'm going out with the girls. I want to have a good time. Just eat less during the day. So you know you have some idea what you want to splurge on, right? Or you think you do.
when it comes down to your fats and your carbs, I like to take in at least 50 to 60 grams of fat a day, and then the rest of my intake is my carbs. Of course, you need to figure out what works best for your body, so just give it a try. Do a specific macro breakdown for a couple weeks. If you feel like you're starting to plateau a bit, maybe go higher fats or maybe go higher carbs. But listen, don't stress about it too much, because at the end of the day, it comes down to your calories. If you're taking in less calories than your body burns, you are going to lose fat. A lot of people have this perception that a diet means you're just eating healthy. I'm gonna be honest, I can eat the crappiest foods all day long and still lose fat. Why? Because I watch my calorie intake. Now, of course, it's better for you to eat healthier foods. You don't want to be eating junk all the time, but I'm just giving you that as an example.
Right. As I've said before, some of the people with incredible looking physiques, they don't eat healthy, right? And they themselves are not healthy, but from a caloric point of view, the macro point of view, they're hitting these numbers, so they look fantastic. But that's not good for you in the long run. On this channel, we want to look great and feel even better. There's no need to sacrifice your health, right? No need to sacrifice your health. Hey, thanks for the super chat, skincare do's and don'ts. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Very nice of you. And of course, as my thing doesn't work. As usual, I appreciate every super chat. I know it's your hard-earned money, or your parents' hard-earned money, or your spouses, or your boyfriends, or your girlfriends' hard-earned money. Either way, I don't care where it came from. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just showing appreciation, and I appreciate it as well. Thank you so much.
Also have this perception that, oh, if I eat chicken, broccoli, and rice all day long, I'm not going to put on fat.
Right. Again, the celebrity trainer thing. If you eat too much of anything, your asses get fat, right?
If you eat too many calories, you will. Let's say you only ate chicken the entire day, but you ate 5,000 calories worth of chicken. Yeah, that's a lot of protein, but that's also a lot of calories. It does not matter how clean you eat if you are eating too much. And this is why.
What? What did he just say? It does not matter. What? It does not matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
There you go.
Highly recommend you if you are dieting or you want to diet and you want to get super lean, you want your abs to pop, you want striations in your muscles, it's best to track your calories and know how much you're eating every single day.
I mean, just think about it. He summarized so well. If you want to look great, just track your damn calories. You cannot out-work out a bad diet. And you don't know if your diet is bad. If you're not tracking your calories, you're just guessing. Guessing. And if you don't look awesome now, probably you've been guessing wrong for a long time. So you should probably stop guessing and start tracking. Clearly. I mean, if guessing was working for me, you'd look great.
Also, I know I'm going to see this comment. Well, Lance, I've been dieting for 3 weeks. Can I have a cheat meal now? No. I don't recommend you having...
I like that. No, exactly. If you're serious about losing, you got to stay in a caloric deficit, man. What's the point of losing 2-3 pounds in 3 weeks to then gain 1 in the next week or 2? So 5 weeks in, you're like 2 weeks back. What? That makes no damn sense. That makes no sense. That's lunacy. Lunacy.
A cheat meal for at least 2 to 3 months of dieting. You need to get into that rhythm.
I'm not sure you have to go 2 or 3 months without a cheat meal, but again, be strategic with the thing, right? And track the damn thing. You should know what you're doing. Then this is where coaching definitely will help, because people ruin things on cheat meals all the time. They don't really know what the hell they're doing. They willy-nilly throw in cheat meals and they derail their weight loss progress.
Of constantly eating healthy and or in a caloric deficit, and a cheat meal isn't really the best option. A lot of times when people think of a cheat meal, they just eat whatever they want and they don't track. I know for me personally, I can easily eat over 2,000 calories in a single sitting. So imagine...
Truth. We spoke about this, right? You can eat thousands of calories in minutes. Literally minutes. Not exaggeration. Not 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Minutes. Single digit minutes. This is doable. You know this to be true, right?
If you ate 2,000 calories in one meal, that whole week of you just dieting, it's basically like you didn't even do it.
It's like basically you didn't do it, right? I remember I had another client, a lady this time. Before she became my client, she was with some bogus coach. Coach told her, oh, yeah, you know, you can just eat in moderation and this and that and blah, 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 blah. And I remember telling her, I don't know if that's going to work. She's like, oh, no, it's definitely going to work. I can have whatever I want. I can eat my pizza. It's got to be in moderation. She put on like 20 to 30 pounds under this plan. And all of it was fat. I rest my case.
I like to have refeed days instead. I'll change my calorie intake for the day to my maintenance, and I'll eat my maintenance calories for that day. This way, I don't gain fat. I still eat a little bit more. I destroy that feeling of like feeling tired and just like depleted all the time. And then I get right back on schedule the next day, and it was almost like that day just didn't count. I didn't set myself back at all. Oh, and by the way, there's no such thing as a cheat day when dieting. I had a friend that told me, yo man, I'm following your diet plan. I'm doing everything right. I'm taking in this amount of calories every day, and I don't know why I'm not losing weight. I'm actually gaining weight. I'm like, dude, that makes literally no sense. Explain to me everything that you're doing. He tells me everything that he's doing, and then he's like, oh yeah, but on the weekends I'll have like a cheat day. And I'm like, a cheat day? Bro, what the f is a cheat day? He's like, oh, I'll just eat whatever I want. And I'm like, you're literally destroying everything that you just did for that entire week. Like it didn't.
Literally destroying everything. Literally destroying everything. You cannot go against the laws of thermodynamics.
Because we obey the laws of thermodynamics.
No. So if you're gonna stick to a diet, stick to it at least for 2 or 3 months before you have anything like that. That's just my recommendation. So going back to MyFitnessPal, you now know how much calories you need to eat every single day. I highly suggest you use the food scale, weigh out all your foods, scan the barcodes. Obviously grams is way more accurate than ounces, so I try my best to weigh out everything in grams if possible. Also, make sure that when you scan a barcode on MyFitnessPal, that the nutrition label on the back of the food product lines up with the nutrition.
This is true. A good tip is you want to look for the green checkmark items because those have been verified. Because all the random people can be putting stuff in MyFitnessPal. So I do try to check. The first times I'm using a product, I do check the packaging to make sure it lines up, right?
Facts on MyFitnessPal. Sometimes people will label it wrong or the barcode scans like a different type of product. I don't know why. It's not perfect, but just double check. Because you might be eating something that says it's 20 grams of protein, but then you go and log in and it says it's 50 grams of protein. Or maybe it's 50 grams of fat when it's really 10 grams of fat. So just look out for that. Some quick things that I did forget to mention.
And that can make a big difference. Believe me. I mean, when you think you've been tracking something for a while and then you figure, God damn it, I've been inputting the wrong thing. You realize you're either way over on something or way under on something. You're like, that's why. Yeah, very annoying.
Cardio is not necessary, but it definitely helps. If you're looking to lose weight faster, I definitely recommend at least 30 minutes on a treadmill.
He's saying things I've said before. Cardio can help, but it's not necessary. You can look good or great without cardio. Cardio is also heart healthy and just healthy in general, so I highly recommend doing cardio, right?
Preferably 15% incline with at least 3 to 3.5 speed. This is very low intensity.
That's very easy. That's just a regular walking pace. Anybody can do that, right? Anybody can do that. And if you do this for a couple of months, you'll see the weight starts to come off. I mean, we had Needs Watches in here riding his bicycle around his neighborhood. He's lost 6 pounds, right? Just chilling. He's not racing around on his bicycle. He's just riding his bicycles around the block, right? So, hey.
It's very sustainable and easy to do. I would just recommend putting on some headphones, jamming out some music, or maybe even watching some videos online.
Hey, watch my videos while you go on the treadmill. There you go. That's an idea. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Positive Therapist. It's easy to tell people what they want to hear. It's better to tell people the truth. Eating junk food is not going to help you achieve the hot damn body, period. This is so true. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to make a sacrifice, right? But you can eat things that taste good. I told you I eat my ice cream cake sandwiches. I eat ribeye steak. I had bacon with my egg whites this morning. I don't do bacon every day, but even then, I track the fat so I can adjust with other things to make sure I don't get too much fat. I'll have leaner pieces of protein. You know, that's why you can't have your cake and eat it too. You want the cake, eat the cake. But then something else you got to take out. But does every meal have to be some super duper grand event? No, it doesn't. Does not. It does not have to be this way.
Will fly when you do this. I try to shoot for at least 10,000 steps a day. If you do have a smartphone, there are plenty of apps that will track your movement for you and let you know how many steps you took that day.
The 10,000 steps a day is a good way to get your cardio in. If you're doing that consistently, 10, 15,000 steps a day, that is actually good cardio. It keeps your body moving, right? It's not enough to just go to the gym. There are studies on this. Just think of all your grandparents, great-grandparents just walking around looking nice and slim and trim.
Of course, your phone has to be on you while taking those steps. Even the health app that comes with the iPhone has this feature as well. And the other thing is when you are dieting, your weight is going to fluctuate. So you might lose weight really quick the first week and then it'll slow down and then at times it'll speed back up again. This is normal. Weight fluctuations and water fluctuations are normal.
Agreed. This is why I'm a fan of just weighing once a week, right? Be consistent, like every Saturday, every Sunday. Wake up in the morning, use the bathroom, then jump on the scale. That's consistency. Plus, when you use the bathroom first, the scale will be slightly lower, which is always good, psychologically speaking.
Don't let it demotivate you if you drop 3 pounds in one day and then the next day you gain 2 pounds. This is literally just water weight fluctuation. It's gonna happen. Maybe one day you ate pasta and you're holding more water weight because it's...
Remember, you eat a ton of carbs, your body's gonna retain that water, right? Same if you eat stuff with a ton of sodium, it's gonna retain the water. That's what happens on vacations on them. You come back, oh my God, the scale is a couple of pounds. Couple of days later, it's down a couple of points as you kind of, poop stuff out basically, and your sodium levels go back down and you excrete some of the water.
It's absorbing all that water. Depending on what you eat will affect how much water weight you hold. And this is also a good reason why maybe you should eat the same thing every day. So these fluctuations aren't that drastic. You're still going to lose weight if you're in a caloric deficit. Do not trip about it. So now you officially know how to properly diet. I'm getting really hungry. We're gonna go have my pre-workout meal right now. Let's get...
He does a pre-workout meal. Shout out to the pre-workout meal.
I told you guys in the previous clip that I was about to go eat. It's been a bit longer than I expected. I haven't eaten in 7 hours at the...
No, that's not good. No bueno at all. To avoid this, as I said earlier in the show, use your alarm. Just have the alarm go off and use the timer. That's a good thing. So when you actually do eat, just start the timer. It could be 2 or 3 hours, right? It goes off. There's a tip. my first coach she gave me. To start the timer, when it went off, I had 30 minutes to eat. That was the rule. The timer went off, I had to eat in 30 minutes. And I just stuck to the rule. Very effective.
At this point, and I feel like crap. Unfortunately, it is very...
He feels like what? Crap. So for those of you that are tired in the gym, or you're just tired because you're not eating, you just heard him say it. I feel like crap because he didn't eat, right? Exactly.
Common when you're on a diet. I start to get a headache. I just feel nauseous.
Does it sound familiar to you guys?
And this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people fail with their diet.
When you go long, what do you think happens? When you get hungry, what is going to happen, right? Now you're going to be out of control. When you finally do sit down and eat, it's going to be harder for you to just eat what you were supposed to eat. When you finish eating, you're going to be what? You're going to want to devour more food. You're going to want to yam off all the food, right? You know, you grab something, you're supposed to eat a handful of nuts. Next thing you know, half the bag gone. Boom, you just did 1,000 calories in a meal, or 1,500, 2,000, and you go, oh crap, there goes the diet for that day. As a matter of fact, maybe you ruined the week. Who knows how much damage you did, right? Because you took too long to eat. The hunger hormone ghrelin will get stimulated, right? Make you get out of kind of control. I mean, when you finish eating, it takes a while for your brain to catch up with your body, you know, to control the satiated feeling, so to speak. So you don't want to go long, right? You just don't want to go too long without having meals. Not 7 hours. That's not necessary, especially when you're dieting. I mean, if you're already hitting maintenance, if he was eating 2,500 calories a day consistently, maybe it wouldn't be a problem. But he's purposely trying to diet. So you don't want to be like going too long.
It is a lot of mental stress, but of course, you're not going to be able to diet forever. Once I reach my body fat goal, which I still have to lose like another...
Heard what he said. A, it's stress, and B, you won't be able to diet forever. You don't want to waste this period. When you're transforming yourself, you don't want to go a couple months, whatever, and then you undo it and you start back and forth. You don't want to lose these gains. It's going to be harder the next time, right? Just think of newbie games. You don't want to waste your newbie games. You don't want to do that.
Pound or two. I will then eat my maintenance calories, and this way I'll still grow. I mean, look, I'm growing right now, just obviously not as fast. I'll maintain the amount of body fat that I have, and I'll be able to eat more, which is good. It's just that, like, when you start getting down the single-digit body fat number, you feel like you have no energy at all times. Like, caffeine is my best friend right now, especially when I go this long without eating. It's pretty bad. So I'm gonna make my pre-workout meal right now, which is actually one of my favorites. They are pancakes, but not any normal pancakes. They're protein pancakes. This is what I'm about to have: Kodiak Cakes Power Cakes. This is what one serving is like. I do 2 servings, so I do 106 grams. Ends up being 28 grams of protein, 60 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of fat. Before a workout, I like to carb load, so I'll have a lot more carbs this meal than any other.
I think he's using the term incorrectly with the carb loading. That means something else, but you don't want some carbs in your body. But since he's lifting weights, you don't need a ton of carbs in your system. He's not going to do a ton of cardio. He's not going to run a marathon, half marathon, whatever, right? You don't need a ton of carbs to go lift weights, right?
Other meal. I usually like to have anywhere between like 60 to 90 grams of carbs before I lift. And of course, we got the sugar-free syrup to go with it. There's only 15 calories for 30 milliliters, which is exactly the serving that I do. 5 grams of carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein. I did have a syrup that was actually 5 calories and a little bit less carbs, but they sold out of them at the store, so I just picked this up instead. I also like to add chocolate chips to this, so
Note he's got the scale, got that scale.
do 1 serving of that. 1 serving is about 15 grams, which this is the very last chocolate chip we have. So I'm just gonna log 11 grams instead. So in the app, we'll change this to 11, and now it is fixed. This is what my next meal looks like, 449 calories. Now we just add...
I mean, that's tasty, right?
Add some water and stir. I only use bottled spring water. Never purified water, only spring. Purified just tastes like crap. And I never use tap water either. I don't trust it. So that's a heads up for y'all. If
I don't trust tap water either.
you buy purified water, try buying spring water instead. You can literally taste the difference. Purified, it just tastes like chemicals. And talking about water, I try to drink at least 1 gallon of water every day. Also,
I drink that as well. I mean, a good way to tell is by the color of your urine, right? You want it to be this little yellow. You don't want it to be fully clear because it means you're overhydrated. And you don't want it to be brightly yellow or frothy or anything like that, right? No beer type stuff.
So it's getting pretty late right now. It's almost 8 p.m. I usually try to finish all my meals by 7 p.m., but today's a little bit of a wacky day. I usually do that because it gives me enough time to digest my food before I go to sleep. So whenever I go to weigh myself in the morning, it's not like my scale is fluctuating a lot. It just gives me a better understanding and a more accurate reading of what my actual body weight is. Because look, if I was to eat at 11 o'clock at night and then go to bed maybe half an hour after I eat, I'm gonna wake up a lot heavier than me eating at 7 o'clock, waiting a few hours. And
Now, this is very good advice that he's giving here. It also depends on the kind of meals you're eating. A high protein meal late, not too much carbs or what have you, that can work. That can help increase muscle protein synthesis, which is, building muscle, helping to repair yourself.
then going to sleep. Obviously, it takes your body a lot longer to digest when you're sleeping, and you're gonna wake up just bloated. So if you're trying to diet and you think that you're waking up every day and you're getting heavier and heavier, you're probably just eating really late. You're probably not actually getting fatter or gaining weight. You're probably just more bloated. You're probably wondering why I'm using a measuring cup, even though I don't actually weigh it out in here. I weigh it on a scale. To be honest, there's just something about this glass that allows the pancake mix to flow out a lot easier, and I actually get most of the batter out compared to like using a bowl. I don't typically use this huge pan to cook my pancakes, but this is the only thing that's clean right now. You gotta do the dishes, but this does the job. I just make one giant pancake anyway, so it doesn't even matter. There we go, we'll just let that cook. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Woo! 30 grams of syrup, good to go. That first bite's always the best. That was very good, but unfortunately, I'm still hungry, just as I
What did I say? You go too long without eating and he just ate a whole bunch of food and he's what? Still hungry, right? But if you wait 10, 15, 20 minutes, and just don't eat, your brain will catch up with your body.
usually am after every single meal that I eat. It takes about like 10 to 15 minutes for my stomach to settle, catch up with my brain and be like, okay, you're satisfied. You don't need to eat anymore. But since I am about to catch a workout, I do like to eat a Rice Krispie before. Why? They're very simple carbs. And of course there is sugar in the Rice Krispie as well, which break down very fast in your body and you get quick energy. So it gives me a good pump. So I'm gonna eat that, log it, and get changed and get ready for my workout. It is now time to go to the gym and get that pump. Of course, I gotta make my pre-workout cocktail right now.
So as I mentioned before, I'm not a big fan of pre-workouts, right? A lot of them are just totally garbage, total garbage. We're going to fast forward a little bit here until he does say something interesting with the pre-workout that I want you guys to hear.
Faster. It's not ideal because
Kind of hints at why I'm not a fan of pre-workout, actually. I do pre-workout, but I make my own. I get the individual components, individual supplements, that is, to make my own pre-workout.
obviously if I took this on an empty stomach, it'd kick in a lot faster. It's not ideal because I've done that before and I zoom. Like I get crazy energy, but it's almost like too much to the point where my heart's beating really fast and it gets like hard to breathe. So
my heart's beating too fast and kind of like hard to breathe, right? Yeah, that's not a good thing. Some of these pre-workout stuff have things in there that are not, they're not listed, right? They're not listed. Some supplement companies have been famous or infamous for, when a product first comes out, they put special stuff in there and then word goes around, oh man, this stuff is incredible. Then they take the special stuff out, right? But still, there are things, and the supplements are unregulated, right? They can put any damn thing in there. But if your heart is racing, it's speeding up, you find it difficult to breathe, just because you took it without food, I wouldn't take that thing if I were you, right? You shouldn't have to take food to avoid that feeling.
it's better when I do it like this.
All right, so now he's off to the gym. I'm gonna fast forward a bit here. So he does something interesting. He goes in the sauna first to warm up. That's kind of like doing cardio in the beginning, which I'm not a fan of, as I've mentioned, because I think he did like 15, 20 minutes and he's drenched in sweat. So some of you guys, Angelique, you do the sauna like I do. It feels great, but it also feels relaxing and it does sap your energy, right? It's like if you go to the beach and you're out in the sun, it saps your energy. So I would not do the sauna pre-workout. To be honest, I've never heard of this before. I've had coaches recommend post-workout. Your muscles are already loose. Great to loosen them further, to help with the recovery. Saunas are great for detoxification, blah, 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 blah. But I've never heard of using sauna pre-workout. That's a new one for me. So I don't recommend that. Do not recommend doing that. So he does his workout and then he's heading back home. Back to logging the food. So let's go with that.
Successful back day, feeling great. Got home from the gym, made my last meal. Now I'm about to have a protein shake. So I logged in snacks, just ignore that. It doesn't really matter where I log it. So we had 2 whole eggs, cheddar cheese on a brioche bun. Just made a little sandwich. And then I added my protein shake in here as well. Today's one of the lower days. We're eating 1868 calories. And this is what my macro breakdown looks like.
So let's look at that really closely. So I'm zooming in. So 153 grams protein, the carbs, 192, the fiber, the sugar. So the fiber I notice is not optimal at 17 grams. You notice during this day, I didn't see any vegetables or fruits. So that'd be the one thing I would add in here, some veggies and fruits. That can also help satiating you. I mean, you can eat a ton of vegetables, it fills you up and it doesn't bring much calories, right? Very, have good nutrients, minerals, vitamins, etc. Help you with your bowel movements. Same with the fruit. So that's the only thing I see here that's kind of off here in a sense. The fiber content is pretty low.
It's like 153 grams of protein, 192 grams of carbs, and 55 grams of fat. Got my 42 gram protein shake. Gonna chug this real quick, but that is gonna wrap it up for today's video.
So I'm guessing because he fell behind, perhaps he's gonna drink the shake before bed. Again, it's protein, so that's fine, right? Perhaps maybe if he was it early, he might have eaten a piece of meat. So I thought it was a pretty good show to give you guys real life story, showing the person doing all the kind of things we talk about on the channel. So let's see. I'm going to drop the link again in case anybody wants to call in. And let's see what we got going on in the chat. Let us see. Ba, 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 ba. Scrolling back. Hey, Needs, watch this. I was just talking about you earlier. Nothing negative, nothing bad. And yeah, please hit that like button as well. Skincare do's and don'ts says, egg whites is a staple in my diet. I gotta have my egg whites every day. If I don't, my body doesn't feel the same. Yeah, egg whites are a good, high protein, low fat option because the tricky thing is to get in enough protein without getting too much fat, right? It's a hard thing to do. Hard things to do. Let's see. Yeah, anyways, I agree. You don't want to ruin the progress of a week by just screwing things up one day. Talk about a hamster wheel. I'd hate to lose all that progress. I agree. Yeah, yeah, super. Yeah, this guy's tripping our line regarding the 2-a-day workouts. Yeah, I don't know if he's really doing them or not, but if he is, that's definitely too much. I agree. That is too much. No need to do this. Let's leave that to the professional athletes. Or guys with incredible genetics, or ladies with incredible genetics. Let's see. Yep, skincare do's and don'ts. I had my pre-workout meal before my workout. Lots of energy for my workout. I agree. Good evening, Uwezimana Angelique. Hey, how's it going? And hello, salute to Needs Watches as well. Yeah, mini heart attack, exactly, with the pre-workout. Yeah, you should not feel like that's your body trying to tell you something to not do whatever the hell it is you're doing, right? That's trying to tell you something. Hey, Sec Amethyst, she was good today. She did her protein shake finally. So you're one day early. So a week from now, if you consistently do this, you should be able to report to the chat that you feel noticeably better, either from a recovery point of view or more energy in the gym or stronger in the gym. You should notice something, right? You should notice something. You should definitely notice something. I'm very proud of you. Congratulations. I knew you could do it, or we knew you could do it. And yeah, once you get on that routine, it's going to be hard to get off, because when you do switch, you're like, damn, I don't feel as good as I usually did. And you will know exactly why. Like I said so many times ago, you can't unknow what you learn on this channel. You cannot unknow what you learn. It's impossible, right? When you're screwing up, not feeling good, whatever, you know what you did. Okay, we got somebody backstage. Hello. We got Needs Watches backstage. Let me bring him up. Good evening, Needs Watchers. How's it going?
There we go. Hey, how's it going?
Fantastic.
Oh,
Terrific
man.
Thursday to you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
How's
been
the bike riding going?
so it was going great, right? But my front wheel is cracked.
Oh, the wheel or the tire or the rim?
No, the wheel, the rim. So look, I was I was hitting this hill, man. I was getting it, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to turn into my driveway.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly what happened, but like when I hit, there's a little ramp to my driveway because where the sidewalk meets the road, there's like a dip, so you put like a little ramp there.
Yep.
I thought it was gonna be good.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not.
Well, I thought it was fine, but I noticed like I ride with like the open ear headphones where you can still hear the road, but you can hear music.
Safety, yeah.
I kept hearing this crack, like this weird sound.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was like my keys or something.
Yeah, okay.
So the second time I rode, I was like, nah, this is a problem.
Yeah.
So I got off and looked at it. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a crack in it.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I got to go take it over to Bike Doctor and try to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to turn this light on in the background real quick. That's what I'm
okay.
I got to I gotta set the mood, man.
Yeah. Because I noticed when he came, I was like, something is off. I wasn't sure what, but now I know what it is.
There it is.
Now I know what it is.
There
I didn't even know you could crack bicycle rims, to be honest. I thought those things were damn near indestructible. I burst tires, like when I did triathlons. We had a tire patch kit. That's something you may want to invest in, especially if you ride long distances.
Yes.
You know, those tire patch kits with the little
CO2.
Yeah, exactly. Instant,
Yeah,
repair.
I was looking at those.
You cycle 30, 40 minutes one direction and have a flat. That's a long ass walk, man. It's like a 2-hour walk. You might want to just call an Uber at that point in time.
Yeah, but then I gotta leave the bike. The Uber's not gonna have a bike ride.
Wow, that's true. That's true.
And that bike will be gone. Well, I don't live in a bad neighborhood, but
okay. Well, get maybe one of the SUV Ubers or something. Maybe.
I don't know. I'll just get the little patch kit that way.
Yes, get the patch kit. I agree.
Won't have a problem. But I saw the I'm late, but I saw the last part about the guy who was talking about the pre-workout. So I want to talk to that. And in some of my research, I found that some companies use the same stuff that you put in male enhancement drugs in pre-workout.
Yes. Not surprised.
So I'm not surprised either, but
there are shady companies out there, man. They'll do all kind of stuff. Some of them have been busted for putting steroids in their products.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
Because
I've had a similar where you take a pre-workout and you're a little jittery and it's like, okay. But then there's like, you take a pre-workout, your heart's just like pounding out of your chest.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is going on? And other stuff's happening that's not supposed to be happening. You're just trying to work out. I'm not, it's a different activity.
And what they do sometimes is this. Say this new thing comes out, right? And I buy it and I'm like, man, this thing is fantastic. And I tell you and you go, oh, wow, Kirk is muscular. Look, he takes it. It's fantastic. And then they take their secret stuff out, which is some kind of illegal substance. But it already has the rep on the street that this thing is the thing. So people just gobble it up. They sell it for ridiculous markups, $50, $100, $200, whatever the hell it is. Thing costs dollars, cents to make. Yeah, the markup on these things are ridiculous. It's like alcohol in restaurants. Crazy markup. That's
insane. Right? Yeah, that's
crazy
absolutely insane. Yeah, but I haven't used pre-workout in quite some time just because of that. It's like it's weird. Like protein's protein.
Yeah.
Amino acids, it doesn't do anything to you, but that pre-workout.
Yeah, there's some secret stuff in there. There's some secret stuff in there. And the other thing I forgot to mention, because he was talking about, I presume it had caffeine in it and he was going to work on late. So you got to be careful with that too, especially if you're sensitive to caffeine, because you may sleep through the night, but your sleep quality is poor. Because that used to happen to me. Or I don't know if this has happened. Well, there's two things used to happen. One, I would sleep during the night, even after I figured out I had sleep apnea. And I would sleep, but then I would feel off. And my Oura ring would tell me, yeah, you're restless during the night. And it's the caffeine, right? Because sometimes it can make your blood sugar drop and you'll wake up. I don't know if it's ever happened to you or anybody in the chat where you have coffee late and you wake up, but you're very alert. Like say around 3 a.m., you wake up and you're literally wide awake and you can't go back to sleep. So what happened in that case is blood sugar drop. Your body is like, alert, alarm, wake him up, wake her up immediately. Something is going on. You wake up and it's hell to fall back asleep. But if it does happen to you, one tip I can tell you is to eat protein and fat.
Okay.
I don't remember the science behind this, but when I used to do eggs, I would just I boil eggs for the week. So I just go downstairs, grab an egg, crack it, eat it, and 10 minutes later, I'd be conked out. Don't remember why this works, but protein and fat, not carbs, just protein and fat. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you cannot fall back asleep.
Okay.
Very effective. But
That's
the optimal thing is to just not do the caffeine too late.
Right.
Just not do it too late because it's blocking adenosine, which is what would make you feel sleepy. But there's a price to pay. You can't be blocking something for, eventually it will become unblocked and it will have built up. And then that's why the next day you just crash, right? Just have this douche because what you did the previous day. There's always a price to pay. Positive therapist said the body keeps the score.
That's true. That's true.
You got a
question.
Yep.
So I heard you said you have a Oura ring.
Yes, I do.
So I actually thinking of getting one. I used to have a Whoop, whatever that thing's called. The bracelet style.
Yeah.
But I wanted to wear my men's bracelets again, so I was like,
yeah.
But they did like this 3.0 to 4.0 thing. It took forever to get the upgrade. So, how do you like your? What was Oura ring? Right?
Yeah, Oura ring. People pronounce. So I had the first generation. I've had each one. I kind of got lucky. They have great customer service. So the first one I had was much bigger than this. It was blocky.
Okay.
It looked more like the ring Green Lantern would wear.
Oh wow!
Very distinct. Like you could knock somebody out with that thing. And when the battery stopped charging, they gave me a free one. Then after that one stopped working. I got another free one. And I upgraded. I actually think this is the first one I've upgraded. Like I've paid for actually, because each time the battery was bad, they just gave me a new ring. And this, because as legacy, if you had the previous version, they gave you a great deal where if you bought it, because now they started this mini subscription thing, but this is lifetime for free. So I said at the last day or two before, I was like, you know what, the hell with it, let me get it. And I'm glad I did because it's definitely more accurate. It's more powerful. The battery lasts longer. So now you can instantly get certain things. And I feel as if, at least I know it is more accurate. It's definitely more accurate because a couple times with the other ring, granted, this, as far as I know, is the most accurate sleep tracking device you can buy. A lot of professional athletes use the NBA, used it during the pandemic. Huge soccer teams, that invest hundreds of $1 millions in their players. They use this kind of stuff. It's mostly Mount Sinai Medical Hospital, a big name hospital, uses it. Or it's very legitimate.
Yeah, that's how I was introduced to it, was through NBA.
And even with all of that, this one is definitely more accurate than I know, because a couple times I would know for sure I had a good night's sleep. I know there's no doubt about it. I felt fantastic, went to the gym, I was fantastic, and it would tell me no, I did not. Right. This one does not do that. Okay. It tells me I feel fantastic. It says I'm fantastic. It does. We have not disagreed one time, and I've had it a couple months now. Yeah, where the other one occasionally disagree. So I recommend this. It's
Is that the Generation 3 that you have?
I believe so. So. It's more accurate for tracking steps and stuff too, I feel, than the watch or any of these watches actually, because I forget the science again, but the reason I went ring versus bracelet or watch is, and they explain it on their website. I honestly don't remember, but somehow it's easier to track from your finger, a device versus your wrist.
Okay.
For medical reason. So, you move because, for these watches, whatever, to track steps, it depends how your arms are moving. Whereas this seems to just be way more accurate, I
can see that. Yeah, the biggest issue I had with the Whoop was, well, in the beginning, it takes a while to track the data, right? But it was just like being comfortable wearing it to sleep.
Yeah, that's a big thing to wear to sleep. Yeah.
And then if you need to charge it, like you can charge it with it still on. But it's waterproof. So like, what if you forget to get in the shower with it on? Yeah. And then you got the battery on there, and then that's not a good. Yeah, it's not a good look. So, because I wear this with a Bluetooth on. This will alert me to, stand or whatever. But I gotta charge this every day. If it's on airplane mode, it could go 2 days. This is the watch. But this ring, it can easily go 2-3 days without charging with the Bluetooth on. So the battery life is incredible on these things. Gotcha. And when you do charge it, does it have like a little stand or something? Or
a little small thing. You just drop the ring on top of it, basically.
Okay, so it's like almost like wireless.
You practically.
Got it.
Actually, it is, because there's nothing to plug into the ring.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing. You just drop it down on a little ring stand, basically. So it's easy to travel with, because the charger is like this big.
Got it.
It's very tiny. It's slightly bigger than the ring.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into it, because I did like having the Whoop. There were just some things I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
But I remember my NBA contacts. No, I don't want to make that sound better than it is, but the folks I know were like, oh, they use both. Some people prefer the watch, some use the ring. So I went with the Whoop first. But I'm kind of over it. So I might try the ring out.
Yeah, you got more.
I feel like it's easier. Right. Yeah, I'll try to the Stealth, which is what I would get, which is like the matte black. It's like $100 more though. I'm like, oh, of course. Yes. Guys are jerks, man.
Yes.
But okay, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was actually looking at that the other day.
Yes.
So that's perfect. But yeah, no, that's all I got. I'm just got to fix my broken bike.
Yes. Thanks for calling in. Yeah,
absolutely.
But just keep moving. You don't want to lose the momentum.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, we're still doing it.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Right.
The momentum.
Right.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. Check out my guy's YouTube channel. Great YouTube channel. Very entertaining. Even if you're not into watches, but if you are, definitely check out this channel. Great channel. Have a good night, man.
See you.
Thanks. All right. Needs watches. Really, as you can tell, he's a smooth talker. Very well. He delivers messages and information very smoothly. Very chill show that he's got going on. Good evening, Titan 2793. I hope I catch this ring on sale one day. I don't think Oura Ring ever goes on sale. I don't think they do sales, to be honest. So if you want the ring, I would recommend you just get the ring. Yeah, I don't think, maybe when a new generation comes out, but that's every couple of years. So I would just get the ring if you really want the ring, to be honest. It has very good reviews, and yeah, it's just one of those things where I've never heard or read of people where they bought it and they want to give it back. I've never heard of that. I'm sure it exists, but it just goes to show you, when people don't want to give back something, then it's usually something is pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, we got a link in the show. Thank you, Igwe's daughter, the world's best sleep tracker, the Oura Ring. Yeah, it's pretty good. Highly recommend it. Like I said, I've had the first generation one from years ago when I was trying to figure out, this before I knew I had sleep apnea, but I knew something was wrong. But yeah, the ring would tell me. I would feel like I slept the night, but I was tired, and the ring would say, yeah, you're restless, man. You're restless. Didn't know it was sleep apnea. But at least I knew something was wrong. So I'm forever grateful to the Oura Ring. Right? It does not lie. It does not lie. It does not lie. All right, let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Let's see. Purple Rain Light. Yes, and remember to hit that like button. Likes are free, so please hit the like button. I'm always forgetting to bring this stuff up. Smash that like button. The Positive Therapist says, Dr. Bezel Vanderkolk, did I get that right? Author of The Body Keeps the Score. Oh, there's actually a book called The Body Keeps the Score. It literally rearranges the brain's wiring, specifically areas dedicated to pleasure, engagement, control, and trust. All this time I thought this was some phrase you had made up. Little did I know you copied it from my book. Sec Amethyst, I know for sure our calories aren't being tracked accurately as well, especially doing more intense exercises like planks. Well, planks is not going to really burn any calories, Sec Amethyst. That fall under the category more weight training. I mean, you're just in a stationary position, flexing your muscles. So if you're doing planks to burn calories, do not do that. You're not burning any calories doing planks. I can tell you that from now. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me drop the link again in case anybody wants to call in. So yes, no planks for cardio. Pretty much for cardio, just go on the treadmill or the Stairmaster. Keep it simple. Those two things are pretty good. Stairmaster would probably be optimal. Just don't go crazy in the Stairmaster. Don't be one of those people dying in the Stairmaster. No need to be dying in the Stairmaster. You can just go there, an easy pace, whatever is easy for you. 20, 30 minutes later, you'll be drenched in sweat anyway, right? Don't try to kill yourself on the Stairmaster or the treadmill for that matter. Because then you'll quit. You'll stop going there. And what we need is consistency. Consistency. All right. Well, last call for calling up. Last call. So, all right. We had a pretty good show tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was fun, entertaining, and shared good information. Perfect kind of show. Much lighter than our show the other day, right? I know you know what I'm talking about. So, later's my massive. Me a go long now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that is goodbye, my people. Peace.